It's a debt instrument, not an asset. That's what many people say about the US dollar, and that's why a lot of people like to stack gold and silver. We're here at the Tulsa, Oklahoma Coin Show today, and what I want to do today is go around and talk to a couple of dealers, maybe a couple of people on the floor, and see why they stack silver and what they think about the US dollar. I mean, the government printing a $1 trillion coin to help solve our debt problems, I don't think that's a very good idea, but let's see what others have to say. Let's do it. My channel is sponsored by SD Bullion. Make sure you check out some of their awesome deals on their Docked Deals page. For example, this week, they are having a 4th of July sale where you can get 2 free 1-ounce silver cowboy rounds when you buy a tube of silver eagles. I'll put a link down in the description below. Matt Stacker, could you tell me really quickly why you think it's important that people stack silver in today's economy?
Because you never know how long the money in your pocket is going to be worth the amount of money in your pocket.
Do you think money is an asset or a debt instrument?
It is a debt instrument for sure.
Absolutely. What do you think about us using a currency that's currently backed by $32 trillion in debt instead of an asset like gold and silver like it used to be before we got off that standard?
I think that somewhere along the line, we just became stupid. Because it doesn't take a whole lot of common sense to realize that we are standing on a house of cards.
What are your thoughts on the fact that we allow the government to print basically as much money as they need? Right now, the government is talking about creating a $1 trillion coin just to help solve our debt problems. What do you think about that? A $1 trillion coin, by the way. I see you laughing. I got to emphasize that. A $1 trillion coin. They're creating more money to solve our problems.
Let's all get one of those, first of all. But second, it's what he said. You just said what's key to me is that we allow. And that's the point. That we allow everything they do, we allow them to do it. And until we decide that we are no longer going to allow it, and enough of us decide that, then we have no right to complain about what happens when this house of cards falls, because it will fall.
It's really unfortunate that we even have to worry about in this country, in one of the most prosperous countries ever to exist on the face of the earth throughout history. We're allowing them to basically throw it out. Let me ask you a question. Where has this happened before, where governments printed money into oblivion and ultimately made their money not worth anything? Can you tell me a country?
Venezuela, Nigeria, Italy. I mean, lots of countries in the Great Depression, Germany.
What about Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe.
Are you a Zimbabwe trillionaire?
I am a multi-trillionaire in Zimbabwe, just to be clear. I've never been, but multi-trillionaire for sure.
Me too. How great is that?
Can't wait to be one here.
All right, so we're here with Jeremy. You own a pawn shop. You want to tell us about it, where it is?
Yes, Skytook, and just north of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. A lot of people come in and buy silver from you. Do you know why a lot of them buy silver right now?
I think there's just a little bit of an uneasy feeling with the cash in the market as far as that goes, and the paperback. People a little nervous about where that's heading and how they feel about that. And so in turn, they're investing in something a little more stable, maybe.
A little bit more stable like gold and silver. I agree with that 100%. Let me ask you this. I'm sure you follow the news, but you know the government has proposed a $1 trillion coin to help solve our debt ceiling issues. Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
I love that. Just no. There's so many countries have just created more money to solve debt issues, and it's never went well. The U.S., we'll see how this goes, but it seems like, $32 trillion in debt is a scary thing, and I think that's why a lot of people are into silver, right? I mean,
yeah, and we as Americans get to bear that burden. So if you divide it up individually, it gets to be very expensive for every household.
Yeah, it's like $55,000 per person or something like that each person would have to pay just to get us back to a balance. I mean, it's just insane. So let me ask you this, since you do work in a pawn shop, people are coming in and buying silver from you. Premiums have been coming down. Spot price has been coming down. Have you seen a rise in interest, or is this premium coming down because there's less interest than there was, say, a month ago?
I would say there's a little bit less interest because there's not the panic buyers. You still have the faithful stackers, and that's really the time to buy, is when it is down, and not wait till it takes off. But in turn, that keeps us in business as well. Yeah. So I think that's it has slowed down, to answer your question, a little bit. Yeah. But still, people are still nervous with the way the economy is going, no matter what happens. So you're always going to have that base core of people that are informed enough to know that right now is a good time to buy as well.
Absolutely. So I'll ask you one last question. We'll let you go. Do you think right now, with premiums down, with spot price being down, is now a good time for people to buy silver?
In my opinion, it is. I just bought some myself, not just this one, but I mean, I bought some myself. It's just a good time. Yeah, it's always a good time to buy. I don't know of any really bad time to buy, but right now with as low as it is and where we are financially as a country, it's a great time, in my opinion.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to put a link for his pawn shop down below. And you want to say it one more time? What was the name of it?
Skytook Pawn Shop. SKIATOOK.
All right. Like I said, we'll put a link for that down below. Thank you so much. Cool. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys, so we are here with Tony from Southern Metal. Tony, I just got a quick question for you. Why do you stack silver?
Well, I mean, if you take a look at the current economic situation, the Fed just keeps printing money. Inflation is through the roof. And the dollar as an asset is being, you look around the world, you've got China trying to take the yuan to be the new default currency for the world. Gold and silver is the only way to go. I mean, I stack as much as I can afford.
There's been many countries that created just more currency to solve their debt problems. Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and more. All right, let me ask you this. Are you a Zimbabwe trillionaire?
I have not bought one of those yet, no.
You have not bought one of those yet. But the point is, you could easily go out and buy a $100 trillion Zimbabwe bill. Now, keep this in mind. Maybe you don't know, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. In 1986, the exchange rate for Zimbabwe to US dollars was about $1.50 Zimbabwe to USD. In 2006, it cost trillions of dollars to buy a loaf of bread.
Yes.
Do you think that could happen in the US?
Not to that extent, but I mean, the national debt is what, 33 trillion right now?
I think it's 32.
33 trillion. And the government's answer is, let's just keep printing money. Let's buy votes. Let's just spend. And that's on both sides of the political aisle.
Absolutely. It's definitely apolitical. I agree with you 100%. I don't think it will get to that extent in the U.S., but there's no doubt that everything's more expensive than it was just a couple of years ago. People are hurting as a result.
You go buy fast food, it's $10 a person now.
Yeah. Even fast food.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well,
anyway,
Tony, I really appreciate you. Guys, this is Tony from Southern Metal. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below. Go check him out. And thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So obviously on my channel, we don't do a whole lot of doom and gloom, and that's because I believe in stacking silver responsibly. As you've heard from a number of people, they also feel while the U.S. won't necessarily get to the levels of, say, Venezuela and Zimbabwe, there's definitely a threat to the U.S. dollar, and that's why people believe in real physical hard assets like silver and gold and other assets as well that just get them out of the U.S. dollar as a whole. Whether or not it's doing well or not doing well at the time, it seems to be irrelevant. The majority of the people believe in getting out of that dollar, except for, of course, needing it for things like your bills, paying for rent and gas and things like that. So I believe in silver for a lot of those reasons, and that's why I stack it, and I would love to see what some other people say. So let's get a few more people in front of the camera and see what their thoughts are. All right, we are here with Kevin from Coins Making Sense. Kevin, do me a favor. Tell me how the show's been so far.
Show's been excellent. I mean, what we've had in people through here, everybody's a buyer. So you don't want anything less out of your coin show than that.
So a lot of people, are you selling a lot of stuff?
Oh yeah, I did well yesterday. I more than made my table, made my travel costs down here. Get to today, I think I've doubled what I did yesterday today. So I mean, it's been an awesome show.
That's been incredible. Let me ask you this. Do you sell primarily numismatic coins, or you do a lot of bullion? Is it a mix? And if with that answer, what have you been selling most of?
Well, I've been doing mostly numismatics, and as people know from my channel, I do auctions of numismatic items every Wednesday night. Thing is, a lot of bullion. Honestly, I can't get my head around it, but you know what? I have sold a bit of bullion so far this weekend. I sold a roll of buffaloes, got a good price on that. Actually sold out of my Batman batarangs just recently. So I had 25 of them when they first came out, just sold out here at the Grove Show.
What'd you sell those for?
$50.
$50 for the batarang. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, pretty much I was keeping an eye on the current prices over on the eBay sold listings, and that's where I felt a fair price was going to be at.
So, Kevin, let me ask you this, and then we'll let you go. Do you recommend people stacking bullion right now? It seems like demand's really falling. Premiums are coming down. Is now a good time to buy, or should they wait?
Now is a great time to buy because the premiums are down. When the premiums come down, that's when you want to build your stack, because you can have that super high premium, like Eagles right now are $40 a piece right now. You don't want to pay that hefty premium. You want to pay a nice reasonable cost. You can get something at like $26 an ounce right now for generic buffaloes or for lower government issued silver.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. This is Kevin from Coins Making Sense on YouTube. Check him out. I'll put a link down below. So Kevin gave us some great insight on premiums coming down and silver selling at the coin show. And I want to talk to another coin dealer who runs a shop and see what it's been like in his shop and why premiums are coming down. All right, we're here with Ryan. He's the owner of Northeast Arkansas Coin Company. Ryan, let me ask you this. We're talking about silver. The premiums are falling. How has that been affecting your sales? And what do you think is going to be happening over the next few weeks with premiums coming down?
Honestly, it's affected it in a large portion. We've seen sales decrease, and it's crazy because the premiums have started to lower, but the sales have started to lower. And when silver starts rising, premiums are going to rise, and the sales are going to start rising again.
So why is it that when the price and the premiums are going up, people buy? Why wouldn't they buy it when it's going down and getting lower?
Too many people are trying to chase the market instead of trying to buy into the market at a lower premium and a lower cost. They see that it rises and they're too busy trying to chase it. And in terms, they're paying a higher premium and a higher cost.
You know, that's a good point. I always talk about on my channel about, using silver as an insurance. Would you agree with that rather than trying to chase it like a stock market, having it as an emergency fund more like?
Yeah, so you can't look at it as a stock market. It doesn't move like a stock market. You have to look at it as an emergency fund, as something that you buy over time. More people are trying to get that initial investment at a cheaper price, and it's better to look at things as, hey, an over time buying, your average cost is going to be better into the market, and it's an investment purpose, not a stock market where you're trying to make a lot of money on it.
Totally makes sense. So what do you think is going to be happening over the next few weeks? Do you think we're going to see a downtrend in premiums continue?
It looks like that, especially with the market coming down. But if the demand starts rising due to the economy, due to world events, then we will see premiums start to rise. If the actual market itself does not increase, you'll see premiums start to rise again, like we saw just 3-4 months ago. Premiums, silver was only $2 higher, but premiums were $3 and $4 higher than what they are today.
Right. It's crazy. Just a month ago, it would have cost you way more to buy an ounce of silver than it will today. So do you think now is a good time for people to get invested in the market and stack silver while they have the chance?
I do, especially with the premiums being low. You have premiums are low, you have the market is also low, and the availability is there. So with all three of those things there, I think it's a perfect time to get into it. And if you wait too long and you're chasing the market, then it's just going to end up you paying a higher premium and a higher cost.
So you said the availability is there. You guys have a good stock and supply of silver in right now?
Yeah, I think everybody does at this point. I know I'm keeping a steady, large stock in, and I'm getting it in very frequently, where beforehand it was, hey, there was 2-3 week back waits. You had to wait for orders. I didn't have a large volume of it like I do today.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, hey, thank you so much. Your coin shop's in Northeast Arkansas Coin Company, right? Northeast Arkansas. Yeah, they'll find you that way, and we'll put a link down below. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we are here back with Ravenhawk Coins. Raven, tell me a little bit about the show. How's it been going? Are you selling anything? And what's going on with silver?
So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Not a bad show so far. We got tomorrow, which should be the busiest day. Most of the things have been selling are coins because, like you said, what's going on with silver? Silver prices are down, premiums are down, which actually helps the numismatic market. You actually see an influx of people that are looking for coins and silver coins to be exact, because that kind of runs everything in numismatics and in stacking. So not too bad.
I want to talk to you about this. Earlier today, I saw a guy walking around, or was it yesterday? Doesn't matter. I saw a guy walking around with a bag of 500 face 90%, and he was trying to sell it for 18 times to a dealer, and he was having trouble finding a dealer to pay him 18 times. Now, I know a lot of people, non-dealer-wise, would be happy to pay 18 times today, but he was trying to sell all 500 at once. Yep. Most people don't have that kind of money. That being said, with it going that low and dealers still aren't buying it, Do you think they're finally starting to get flooded with silver, and you think those premiums are going to keep going down?
I actually agree with you. I think that silver can still go down a little bit, but is a bottom where they'll stop producing because, it costs now $17 or so an ounce to produce silver. So it could get kind of scary, but it is amazing to see 18 times face, because not that long ago, you're looking at dealers paying 25 times face. I mean, literally just a month and a half ago, at the Norman show.
I know a dealer that specifically was paying around 25 times face around the time of the Norman show. We're going to be talking to him today. But man, seeing a dealer walk around with 18 times and he was having trouble finding a buyer is mind-blowing. And I think that's a really, really good thing for the stacking community, because they're going to be able to start picking up silver at that lower price, which is what we need.
Yeah, I agree. And it's one of those things that you got to buy low, sell high, stack as much as you can. And no matter what the price is, honestly, you keep buying like we always do,
Absolutely. Awesome, Raven. Thanks for joining me, guys. Check out Ravenhawk Coins on YouTube. I will put a link down below. So I've spoke to a lot of dealers on the floor already, a couple of them we put in front of the camera, and it's very clear that the premiums are coming down because the demand is coming down. There's still a healthy amount of sales, but nothing like it was just 3 or 4 weeks ago. Let's see if we can get a few more people in front of the camera and get some information on what they think is going on with the silver market. All right, guys, I'm here with another YouTube creator and silver dealer, Mad Stacker on YouTube. Mad, tell me what's been going on for you with the show.
Just having a fun time setting up and selling a few things and talking to people as they come by, and mostly just hanging out with all my YouTube people, getting to see not just other channel creators, but the people that are in the streams coming in, getting to put a name to a face, and just it kind of creates a connection that you can't get in a YouTube room. So if you can make it out here next year or just whenever, put it on your schedule, start saving now, get out here, make stronger bonds with this community, and it's just a great place to be.
I agree with that 100%. Question, I want to get into silver, though. I want to get your thoughts. Have you been selling a lot of silver today?
I haven't been selling a whole lot. Again, I'm a little higher priced than a lot of the dealers out here. They're following, spot as it goes up and down. It is on the rise today, so that's bailing me out a little bit. But as a YouTuber, I kind of just maintain, like, if silver spikes, I'm still going to be around the same price as I am now. But when it drops, on the flip side, I'm still about the same as I am now, because I run off of really thin margins. But dealers, because they're doing bulk, they can do, a lot more when silver's down the way it is now. But, I'm excited when it drops because I get to get more for me personally too. So
you buy and you sell, and I imagine when it drops, if you have a lot of silver that you're invested in at a higher price, it's a little bit harder for you because, like you said, you can't move it at the volume that a lot of these dealers do.
Correct.
So what do you do in that situation? Do you just buy more at a lower price and then try and sell that silver, or how do you work that?
Yeah, so I dollar cost average it. Yeah, so when it gets low, I try to go in even deeper. That way, when it does start to even back out again, the everything I bought low, if you average that out with everything that I bought high, it kind of evens itself out somewhere in the middle. And I can still, like I said, I run really thin margins. My goal is every 10 ounces I can sell, I get to put one in my personal stack. That's the only reason. I'm not doing this to pay bills. I do this just simply to build my personal stack.
Awesome. Well, guys, it's a pleasure to have Mad Stacker here, and I'm going to put a link to this channel down below, so go check it out. Before we go, Mad, can you do me a favor and show me your favorite piece of the show?
My favorite piece is this 4.5 ounce silver pour from Gold Spartan that Everyday Opportunity gave me when I hit 2K. It's made after my sticker logo, so it's probably that's not even for sale. It's just, as you say, for show, because we're at a coin show.
Can we see it up close?
Yeah, absolutely. This was about 6 months ago.
Nice.
Not long ago at all.
And that's when you hit 2,000 subs?
Yeah, well, it was about 2 months after I hit 2,000 subs.
What are you at today?
24 and change, maybe.
24 and change. Wouldn't it be cool to see 3,000?
That would be pretty ridiculous.
All right, so we are here at the Coin Show with Keith. He is the owner of Coin Zone in Muskegon, Michigan. He also has a big table here at the show, bunch of silver. And before we talk about premiums, before we talk about spot price dropping, Keith, how have sales been today at the show and this weekend?
Well, it's been a great weekend. We've had a lot of sales with the lower premium cost, the lower spot pricing. I mean, it's just been utterly phenomenal.
So a lot of silver has been selling. Do you think that's attributed to the spot price and the premiums dropping?
I think it's a combination of both. I think if the dealers here that were selling only the silver, I think their sales were a little bit slower if they didn't have some numismatic stuff along with it.
That makes sense. Let me talk to you about the premium. So they're coming down. The premium's coming down. If that causes a drive in demand, do you think those premiums will stay down? Will they keep going? What's going to cause them to go back up? And if so, when?
I think if the premiums continue to come down, I think it will cause a surge in the purchasing of the metals. And at that time, I think we'll see a little bit of an increase in the premiums again.
Okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't come anytime soon. Myself, I would love to see the premiums keep dropping and making silver more affordable for the people that want to continue to stack it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, buying silver at the lower cost is always the best option. However, we're not always privileged with, being in that position.
Well, hopefully it stays soon. Keith, thanks for talking to me. Put a link to his channel down below. Guys, go check him out, The Coins Crew on YouTube. Thank you, Keith.
Thanks for watching. Keep on rocking, guys.
So the coin show is definitely winding down, and we're going to start getting out of here ourselves. But I do want to say thank you for joining me at the show and listening to some of the dealers and some of the other people that I talked to about gold, silver, and more. Thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.